YouTube? This is Vargas, back again recording from the Christmas part of the Vargas Vault. I'm recording this just as my daughter, wife, and son are asleep, which is honestly, at this point in my life, the only way that I get anything recorded. But I actually did record a video with my kid before she went to sleep, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've been debating whether or not to include her into the videos, but mostly because I don't think she'll keep calm enough for this, but it actually turned out really well. So I'm hoping I can include her more often, or include my kid, my son, more often. But they've gone to sleep, and I should be asleep too, because I'm still getting over that weird flu thing I had, but I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better, feeling better. Still feel tired, but I don't have the weird throat thing anymore, so, you know, taking it as we go. Weather doesn't help. It's hot in the afternoons and then freaking cold in the evenings, but I miss seasons. I really do miss seasons when, we would have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Now we get all the seasons in a single day, which is just freaking annoying, but, it is what it is. But I wanted to record another DVD pickup video. Recorded the cartoon portion of these pickups with my kid. Now I'm going to do something with the other stuff that I've picked up. And the first one, I picked up, for a moment I thought maybe it was a bootleg or something, but I don't know if it's public domain and that's why it looks like this, but it kind of adds to the appeal. But I picked up TNT Jackson, which is a black exploitation DVD. A good friend of mine, Movie John, has showcased some black exploitation DVDs that he has with Pam Grier and Dolomite, which I would actually like to get. I've only picked up this one and one more, whose name escapes me. They're fun. They're definitely fun. The PC era might disagree, but I like them. This one I already own, but I only own the single disc, and if you know me or watch my channel, I am notorious for double dipping and getting the 2-disc version to upgrade from the single disc, and I picked up the 2-disc slipcover edition of Spider-Man 3, which is the worst of the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. Good visuals. I like the Sandman, but emo Peter Parker just annoys me, and they got the guy from That 70s Show to play Eddie Brock, and that's not good. Picked up Detonator with Patrick Stewart and Pierce Brosnan. I don't think I've ever seen this one, but it has, 007 and Captain Picard in it, so I thought maybe that would be good. Picked up Jackie Chan's Project A. I have this one already, but it's part of a 9-disc collection, and the video quality in that isn't the best, so I wanted to get the single disc for better video quality and some special features, but it doesn't have any special features, so that kind of sucks. Picked up The Help, and I really need to stop doing this, and I've decided I'm going to stop doing that, because I'm getting, I like to diversify my DVD collection. Of course, I have favorite genres like action movies, animation, comedies. Well, Macabro takes care of horror, but I like watching horror movies. I'm not big into dramas. I've mentioned this before. I don't like seeing people suffer in movies like The Pursuit of Happiness or that Italian Life is Beautiful. I go to the movies as a means of escaping reality, like same thing I do with video games. So I'm not big into dramas, but I still like to respect dramas. I still like watching dramas at least once and be like, well, that was a good movie, but it's not a movie I'm gonna revisit. But this one, I've heard good things about it. It stars Emma Stone and someone else. The lady that played Jessica Chastain's the other one. But it has the lady that played Amanda Waller in Suicide Squad. I think it's her. So yeah. Now, big into time travel. I'm a huge mark for time travel. Time travel stories, what if stories. I really love that. And this was a really cool TV series. And I'm really happy I was able to find it on DVD cheap. I paid like 50 cents for it. And that's Quantum Leap. This is the first season of Quantum Leap. I love the cover here. And the story is about this scientist that invents a machine that sends him back in time, but it kind of like sends his consciousness back in time into people's bodies. So he has to, while he's in this person's body, he has to do something, and if he doesn't do that thing, it's gonna mess up the world and change the timeline. So I thought that was a really cool premise. I'm not sure if it's in the first season or the second season, but they had a really cool Halloween episode where they interact with Stephen King. I don't know if it's the first or the second one, but I saw that episode and I thought it was really, really cool. Next one I picked up is Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hutch. I don't know how you pronounce that, but Tom Hanks comedy. Started his career doing comedies before Philadelphia, and he got got to be a real serious actor. But that's fun. I like that one. Picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows from Movie Freak Bazaar. This is the second of the live action Michael Bay produced. He didn't direct these. He produced these. Better the second one than the first one. The turtles interact a lot better. They feel a little bit more like they did in the cartoon. Still not a good movie. Still don't like the look of the turtles. They shouldn't be mini Hulks. I don't like that. The Shredder gets really downplayed in this, but it has Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang. So I thought that was pretty cool. Casey Jones is also in it. So it's not as good as the original 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Even the second one, Secret of the Ooze, it's not better than that, but it's better than the first one. And they fixed Splinter, because Splinter in the first one was nightmare-inducing. He looked like bald, like one of those cats with no hair, but horrible, horrible, horrible. And they fixed him. He looks less horrifying. But it's a better Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than the first one. I'll give it that. Almost completed my Ernest collection, but I completed in the sense that I got the last one I wanted, and I picked up Ernest Saves Christmas. So now I have Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Camp. I just need if I want to get all of the movies, I suppose I could get the last ones. The last one, Cyber Ray, shared a post, and I didn't even know that the last movie that he did, Jim Varney, the last movie that he did as Ernest was Ernest Slam Dunk, where he's like a basketball player. Didn't even know that movie existed. But I'm happy with just Scared Stupid, Goes to Camp, Goes to Jail, and Saves Christmas. Those are, in my opinion, the best Ernest movies. This one is a blind buy. Picked it up because, again, I like time travel. This is Millennium. And it's about these time travelers that abduct this commercial flight, sends them to the future, and then, like it does, shit happens. But I like time travel movies. Anything with time travel or what-if stories, I enjoy a lot. Been meaning to add some Power Rangers into the collection, because I grew up watching the first season of Power Rangers up until they were... Power Rangers in Space is the last good season of Power Rangers that I watched. After I kind of lost interest. And Movie Freak Bazaar had this one, Super Mega Force, that has a lot of cameos from the old Power Rangers. So, picked it up because of that. Maybe a bit of a nostalgia trip. Picked up London Has Fallen, which is the sequel to White House Has Fallen. It's Die Hard in the White House, and this is Die Hard in London. Gerard Butler plays the bodyguard of the president, played by Two-Face. That's not his name, but it's Two-Face. And but they're trying to escape London. A really good action movie. Olympus Has Fallen. It's the first one. Olympus Has Fallen is the first part, and London Has Fallen is the second part. Good movies. But yeah, I was reminded of Die Hard. Picked up the DVD of Snow White and the Huntsman. It's a good fantasy movie. It's not the best one I've seen, but it's pretty good. The only thing that's laughable is that Charlize Theron plays the Wicked Queen. And she's talking to the mirror. She's like, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?" And the mirror flat out lies to her and says that the block of wood that is the Twilight chick is prettier than Charlize Theron. And in what universe is the Twilight chick, better looking than Charlize Theron? It's just stupid. I already own this, but I don't own the single disc. I have like a double feature with Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and picked up Ghostbusters 1 because I thought it had different special features. It doesn't. It actually has the same special features as that one, but I like the cover art of the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I freaking love Ghostbusters, so picked up the single version of that. Picked up Escaflowne, the last volume. It's a 26 episode anime. They would pass this on Fox, but they didn't continue. They kind of like just abruptly ended without concluding the series. But I really like Escaflowne, so picked that up. To add to my Nick Cage collection, I picked up Kiss of Death. It has Nicolas Cage, David Caruso from the CSI Miami, and Samuel L. Jackson. So Samuel L. Jackson and Nicolas Cage appeared together in another movie after Amos and Andy, I think it was called. This one I picked up just because I was rewatching some old YouTube videos, and I was watching it's actually in my favorite list. It's a movie. It's a video. I'm sorry, with Movie John and Cyber Ray and ECW Fan, and they're talking about these VHSs that they got from a video store, and they showcase a lot of movies that I'm still trying to get because they look really cool. And one of those was a movie with Mr. T called DC Cab. Now, the cover to the VHS is way better than this DVD. The DVD just has Mr. T and some people there. The VHS cover looked a lot better, but I was curious to watch that movie because of that video, and now finally I can watch DC Cab. Picked up Hitman Agent 47, which is kind of like well, it's not a sequel. I guess it's a sequel to the first Hitman, which is based on the video games from the Hitman video games, and I thought it was better than the first one. Has more action. The guy that they got to play Agent 47 looks badass. So yeah, I thought this was better than the first one. This one's a little beat up. The box is all like chewed. I can get a replacement box, and I might have to tape this part, but I got it because it's a 2-disc edition of Blood Diamond. Now, the last movie I saw with Leonardo DiCaprio was The Man in the Iron Mask, because I like to think that is the sequel to the Charlie Sheen Three Musketeers, and but then he started doing all these romantic shit, and I don't know, I kind of disliked Leonardo DiCaprio for some reason, but he started doing The Departed and Gangs of New York, so he started getting and showing he was a good actor, because he was a good actor, a good child actor, but he started doing this type of work, and he showcased that he was once again showcasing his acting chops. So I needed this one, but I was holding on for the 2-disc edition, and this is the 2-disc edition because again, buttload of special features. Picked up another 2-disc version of a movie I don't own, but I picked up Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. I was able to get Holy Grail a couple of months ago, and now I got this one. and I'm missing Life of Brian from the Monty Python. Monty Python is I know a lot of people that like it. I know a lot of people that don't like it. It is British humor, so a lot of people might not find it funny, but I actually like it. I would like to get the 2-disc Life of Brian. Then I picked up Push. This movie came out to ride the superhero wave that was starting with Blade and X-Men. Oddly enough, it stars, Captain America, Chris Evans. It's a nice superhero movie. It's not the best, of course, but it's not that bad. Another one I added, because I bought this for Movie Freak Bazaar, and I needed one more movie to complete a combo for a deal he had, and I just bought it because it's an Oscar-winning movie. Boys Don't Cry with Hilary Swank. It has this slipcover, and you know me, I like slipcovers. Not a lot of people like slipcovers, but I like a movie with a slipcover. But I think I've only seen that movie once and haven't revisited it. This one also another 2-disc movie. Once Upon a Time in the West. I picked this up because it is directed by Sergio Leone, who did the Dollars trilogy, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So yeah, I picked it up because of that, because I like the Dollars trilogy, so I don't think I've seen that one. Picked up Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the second of the Planet of the Apes remakes. I need to get War of the Planet of the Apes, but I really, really like this. This is one of the few remake series that I can say are on par with the original. Really, really good movies. Love the first one. Second one was better, and I have seen War. I just haven't picked it up, and War is really, really good. Picked up Horrible Bosses 2, because I own the first one, so I have to own the second one. With a cameo with Jennifer Aniston. In the trailers, they show it like Jennifer Aniston's like a big part of the movie, but she really only has like a small cameo in the second one. And the second one's not as good as the first one. Picked up Heaven is for Real. About this kid that has a near-death experience and, says that heaven is real. I picked this up because of my wife, because she saw it and she wanted to own it on DVD, because it wasn't Netflix, but I think they took it out. This one I forgot to add when me and my daughter were talking about it, but I picked up Ninja Turtles Earth's Last Stand, which is from the Nickelodeon series, which is the third Ninja Turtles series that has been released. Really good. Really plays a lot of homage to the early 2000s TV series and the 80s TV series. So this was a really good Ninja Turtle series. Picked up for my wife Downtown Abbey Season 2. Still sealed. Picked up Men in Black 2 because I thought I had already owned this. But it turns out that I own the first Men in Black twice. One regular DVD 2-disc and then special collector's DVD 2-disc. So for the longest time I thought I owned Men in Black 1 and 2. Then I got 3, but it turns out I don't actually own 2, so I was really happy to add that. And the last one I'm going to talk about is through Movie Freak Bazaar I was able to get WrestleMania 20, the collector's edition digibook. I haven't been able to pick up any wrestling DVDs in a while, but Movie Freak had this, and I wanted to pick it up because it'll fill the gap that I have on my WrestleMania collection. I'm still missing from WrestleMania 6 up to 18, and then this year's WrestleMania. So I still need a lot of WrestleManias to complete my collection, but this one was really good. It's one that they don't talk about as much because of the main event. That was a triple threat match between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and the late Chris Benoit. But WWE has completely erased Chris Benoit from the history books because of the way that he died, unfortunately. But it also has a really good match between Kurt Angle and the late Eddie Guerrero. So yeah, this is a really, really good event for the most part. The Undertaker match wasn't as good, and then it has a couple of duds, but it's still pretty good. It has a bunch of special features. This was before they started adding the Hall of Fame event to the DVDs. They started doing that with WrestleMania 21. For this year's Hall of Fame, they had it in a separate disc, which I own, thankfully. So yeah, but really like this edition. It's a nice digibook. They haven't done anything like this since this, but because this is even WrestleMania 30, they never did something like this. But I really like this. This came out in 2004, so it's like 14 years ago. Wow, 14 years ago this came out. But really happy to add this to the collection because I love WrestleMania. It's December now, so next month the Royal Rumble, which is one of the big 4 events, is going to happen. And that's when I start getting excited for wrestling again because it's the road to WrestleMania. So that was the pickup video. A little long pickup video because I got a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. Like always, I like to recommend the standout things of the collection. I'm going to go with a couple of obvious ones because obvious. So I'm going to go with the classics here. Going to go with Ghostbusters. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters, where have you been for the last 30 years that you haven't seen Ghostbusters? Watch Ghostbusters. Recommend Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Just really, when I saw the trailer, I was kind of like, the another CG filled movie. It's going to be garbage, but it was really good. All 3 of these movies are amazing. And if you're a wrestling fan, recommend WrestleMania 20. I'm sorry, this is WrestleMania 20. Good main event with Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Good match between Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. Has a lot of other cool matches. And the special features in this is really great. It has a whole bunch of special features, so that's pretty fun. Well, that was the pickup video, guys, the DVD pickup video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this. Still waiting for me to get a little better, or at least to have the house to myself so I can record the conclusion of that storyline that I haven't continued. And I also want to record some wrestling DVDs, some wrestling videos down the line, or something with my kids. I'm still... My greatest nemesis at this point is time. I don't have as much free time as I used to record videos, which is a constant problem. But I'm doing the best I can. But I hope you guys enjoy. Please keep supporting my channel. I appreciate all of your comments, your thumbs up, whatever, your views. So thanks so much for that. I still have a couple more videos to record before the end of the year. So until I see you then, this is Vargas recording from the Vargas Vault. Thanking you all and signing out.